So I just finished the first season of Apple's The Changeling, and all I can really say is,
I would like to see the baby.
yes, 8 episodes later, and we still don't know where baby Brian is, what Emma's third wish was, or what's behind William in kindergarten. That being said, we do get some revelations this episode, and in this video we'll be taking a deep dive into what we know. Just a reminder that I have not read the book, so there won't be any spoilers there, and as always I've left timestamps below so you can see all the topics I'll be covering. And if you watch my Changeling videos this season, consider liking and subscribing. I cover a ton of different shows. While on the island, Apollo and the women are stalked by a giant creature that we never really get to see. Cal says this thing can swim, and at the beginning of the episode we see its wake making its way to the island. It's heavily implied it was this creature that helped the Norwegian immigrants survive their journey to North America that we saw in episode 1. Remember that this boat only contained men, so the thinking here is that they made some sort of deal with this monster in order to survive. Perhaps this meant becoming servants of it. Cal says that this one can swim, implying there are others out there, and William refers to this thing as a she. Judging by the show's multiple connections to Norway and the size of this thing, we are likely dealing with a troll. At the end of the episode, we'll get this shot of Apollo in an underground tunnel. It looks like the same underground tunnel that William watches on his security camera. Does this eye then belong to the troll? I've never seen a troll with a reptilian-like eye before, so either the show is going with a different type of look with their trolls, or this is a misdirect, and whatever this is, isn't a troll at all. William tells us that he is called in the Calvary. If you remember when he was captured, the women tell Cal that he was seen waving his cell phone toward the shore, as if signaling someone to come over. William is a part of a group called Kindergarten, 10,000 men with one name. It's this group that seems to be responsible for stealing these children and replacing them with a changeling, a replacement that has been glamored to look like the original. We never really find out what motivates Will to do this, nor his relationship to this supernatural monster that attacks the island. William also seems to have supernatural healing abilities, having been beaten close to death and a few hours later totally fine. We'll see his body picked up after he's been shot and beaten. He'll survive this fight as we'll see him monitoring some security cameras. There are a few things I want to point out here. First, why is he in a room with soundproof walls? Second, who are these men on the television in front of him? It looks like some sort of Zoom meeting with each member wearing a mask. They all appear to be men. Will is not on camera for this call. There's no camera on him, nor is he wearing a mask. This security camera footage of a tunnel system looks a lot like the one we'll see Apollo traverse. We don't really know how he got here or when in time this occurs. Before leaving the island, Cal tells him that Emma went to search for Brian at the only forest in New York City. Now, when I think of a forest and New York City, I think of Central Park, but Emma has gone to Forest Park, a forest located in Queens with a historical connection to Norway. I hope Apollo can make that distinction. I should also mention this brief shot of Apollo digging up the grave of baby Brian, only to find that this thing is still alive and bites him. This further proves to Apollo that Emma was right. The child she murdered wasn't theirs at all. Emma's trek to Forest Park has led her to this carousel. There's an actual carousel in Forest Park, but the one seen in the show looks to be a replica since the show was actually shot in Toronto. Emma seems to be on the right track, for if we follow the To the Waters in the Wild book, one must make their way past the horses on their journey to where the fairies have taken your child. This is as far as we see Emma make it, but if we go by the book, the next thing she'll encounter are a group of, quote, guests that are dressed smartly. Most of the men on William's screen are in suits. I wonder if that's a reference to them. I get the feeling we're getting closer to the end of this book, so just how exactly they plan to turn this into another season is beyond me. To buy the women and children more time, Callisto climbs up this huge rock ledge, an astonishing feat in and of itself, to battle William. She pretty much knows she's going to die here, telling Apollo that it's her time to be with her child for all eternity up in the stars. In Greek mythology, Callisto became the constellation Ursa Major. When Cal dies, we see a collection of stars join Ursa Minor, suggesting that she is now finally with her child. Perhaps the most frustrating aspect of this finale was the pile of unanswered questions that have amassed over the season. We still don't know what Emma's third wish was, where Brian is, if Emma's body was swapped by the witch, why William is motivated to kill the monster, what happened to those Norwegians back in 1825. When these questions start to build and remain unanswered, it seriously starts to take away from the enjoyment of the show. If you want a really good example of a show that delivers answers while maintaining a good balance of mystery, definitely check out Apple's Silo. But now I turn it over to you. What did you think of the season finale of The Changeling? I want to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and for more bad takes you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember,
I would like to see the baby.